Good morning, everyone. My name is Christy, and I thank you for visiting my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making some illustrations. We are still going to be continuing with our conversation with the new wife of the widower, talking about moving forward in a way that is going to be less difficult for everyone. So, like I said, I'm going to be making certain illustrations to drive home some points. And if these illustrations have some semblance with what you are going through, or what you have been through, or what somebody you knew has been through, or somebody you knew has been through, or what you are going through presently, please note that they are mere illustrations and they're just coincidence. It has nothing to do with anyone and is not directed at anyone. It's just to make some points very clear to all of us. Thank you. Having said this, let me go straight to the video of today. So, like I said, I'll be making some illustrations. So, a certain lady approached a single lady who is well advanced in age and told this spinster, I'm going to be referring to that single lady who is well advanced in age. I'm going to be referring to her as spinster. And the fellow that approached this spinster, I'm going to be referring to her as matchmaker. So the matchmaker now approached a spinster who is well advanced in age and told her that she had mentioned her to a widower, and she felt that the two of them would make a good match. Fine. At least you get to meet someone somehow anyway. So, all well and good. And then there's this weekly meeting, big meeting, that the matchmaker, the spinster, and the widower happen to be members of that meeting. They attend that meeting. The widower, the first 3 weeks after the matchmaker informed the spinster about the mentioning of her to the widower, the first 3 weeks consecutively, the widower would walk up to the lady, the spinster, and say, "Good morning." And after the lady, the spinster would respond, "Good morning," the widower would just simply walk away. So after the third week, the widower stopped the good morning. He stopped saying good morning to the spinster and would even oftentimes throw his face away as if he had never even said good morning or has never even had any interaction with the spinster, which is still okay. And the spinster felt that, okay, the widower wasn't interested in her and she was okay with it. It's not everyone that you meet that will be interested in you, and it's not everyone that you meet that you'll be interested in them. So it's all right. The the funny aspect of it was that the matchmaker now came back to the spinster and was now telling the spinster that the widower told her that it's been a while, a long while, that he toasted. Toasting means having to ask a lady out or having to court a lady. Now, the widower was saying to her that it's been a while he approached a lady or dated a lady or asked a lady out. So he didn't know how to go about it. And that In the process of the discussion, the spinster could pick from what the matchmaker, they talk a lot, so many talk, 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 talk. In the process, the spinster picked from what the matchmaker was saying that the widow was actually interested in a younger lady, lot younger in age than him, and that she, the matchmaker, advised him against that move, that it was not wise to date somebody much, much younger than him. Anyway, the spinster already made up her mind that clearly the widow was not interested, and there was no, even the talk with the matchmaker didn't make any meaning to her. I'm sure the matchmaker must have read this expression on the face of the spinster, and then the matchmaker went ahead to say that it would be all right if the spinster could make it easy for the widower to ask her out by locking eyes with him, by being a lot more friendly with him, by starting some conversations, with him. It got the lady thinking, could she be asking her to throw herself at the widower? And if the widower had said, anyway, she wasn't going to buy that, and then the matchmaker continued to make um, subtle pressure, put subtle pressure on the spinster, asking her, at any opportunity to make herself friendly to the widower, lock eyes with him, and on and on. So the spinster stood her ground, without saying too many words to the matchmaker. She already made up her mind that she was not ready to throw herself at any man. To her, it was absurd. Anyway, my own take on all of this is that I'm going to be starting with the widower, my candid opinion about the scenario that played out. The widower and the matchmaker, I'm sure, must have had some discussions prior to this time, and they must have, in the process of their discussions, the two of them must have agreed on some ideals of what is expected of somebody, a widower, a spinster, and things. And now, maybe these discussions went on between the matchmaker and the widower even before the widower lost his wife. I wouldn't know. Now the widower has found himself in this situation. He has lost his wife. He will remember those ideals that himself and the matchmaker had come up with. The concept of how to move ahead and all that. I'm sure they must have had certain discussions, like I said, in the past. Now, the widower, I'm sure, has already put in place some arrangements that adequately meet his needs, emotionally and otherwise. And these arrangements may fall short of the ideals that he had once upon a time established, maybe in the process of this particular matchmaker or some other people. Or he might have paraded himself contrary to the arrangement he now has in place, which he feels extremely comfortable with. And from the look of things, he's not willing to shift from that arrangement. And from that his plan, because there's no need for him to shift, because they're actually meeting his needs, they're meeting his wants. So he's very comfortable with them. So, like I said, his dilemma is that he's being hypocritical to openly admit to these needs, to these arrangements, these his plans that he has put in place and are perfectly working for him. He's hypocritical to admit them openly because of what he had previously paraded himself to be, or previously established alongside some other people, the matchmaker being one of them. Therefore, he doesn't need any form of matchmaking. He's comfortable. He has his arrangements. He has his plans. He's comfortable with them. But he's being hypocritical because maybe whatever it is that he has in place clearly falls short of the ideals that he had once upon a time paraded himself to believe in. So much so for the way they were. So it's all right for him to just walk away. But the part of it is still part of being hypocritical. Going back to explain to the matchmaker why he would not, he could just have easily said, I'm not interested, and that would be it. But like I said, he must have some things that he had agreed previously with some people, the matchmaker being one of them. And he's a hypocrite. He doesn't want to admit to what he presently has on his plate. Okay, so for the matchmaker, I think she is just seeking for accolades. She is the Don. She must have succeeded in matchmaking couples at some point. And then she does not understand why this particular one should not pull through. She wants to desperately add this to one of her laurels, as a matchmaker, and a clever one at that. So she clearly does not have the interest of that single lady, that spinster. She clearly doesn't have her interests at all at heart. She's not interested. She just wants to win another trophy. Haven't match, haven't done this matchmaking. So she's just seeking for more accolades, more trophy, more laurels, for herself. And then for the lady, the spinster, this well advanced in age single lady, the spinster, I really commend her for her stand. She clearly saw the handwriting on the wall, and she was not ready to allow anybody to make a mess of her life. It was clear that the widower was not interested in her, which was okay by her. She was not ready to start to throw herself at somebody who did not even ask her out. I really commend her. I'm sure the matchmaker wanted to use her age. She wanted to take advantage of her being well advanced in age to push her to the point of desperation, so that at the end of the day, the widower can turn around to say, but I never asked you out, so I don't know what this is all about. So I really commend her. I wish many more ladies who find themselves in this kind of situation would maintain their cool, ignore the antics of any matchmaker or any hypocritical man, widower man, and not allow them to embarrass them, ridicule them, or put their self-esteem at risk. This is very important. So please take heed. Do not allow anyone take undue advantage of you. Stand your ground firmly on what you believe in and what you can live with. If you start to throw yourself at someone just like that, it's absurd. One, you'll be blocking the way for serious, and genuine suitors. Don't write yourself off. Please be very careful of people you discuss the issues of your life with. But the funny thing is, even if you don't discuss with them, they come to you and start to show some pseudo concern, which is not true most of the time. They just want to take advantage. They just want to be applauded for having done the matchmaking. So please be careful. Even when they come around without you asking them for help, be very, very careful. Be discerning to know who is genuine and who is just chasing laurels. So please, especially when they start to mount pressure on you, check it out. They may have ulterior motives. Of course, those motives most of the time are never in your own interest. So please be very careful. Don't let anyone mess you up. Yes, thank you very much. Please, if you have comments, reactions, or some other experiences you want to share, please put them under the comment section. I like to read, and many of us would like to read your thoughts. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.